Alright, people, just gonna let you guys know about an idea that I have. I don't at this point know if it's gonna work, but as you see, this board right here is I don't know what size, it's bigger than a 4x4, as you can probably see if I can get this. And I'd say it's about 2.5 inches wide, and I don't know how long. I had to get a measuring tape and measure it out, but I'm thinking of making this into a roping dummy, because I don't have a roping dummy. I had one, but I gave it to my friend. He really needed to practice for short-horned cattle, and I don't have a roping dummy, so I'm going to see if I can make one using that as the spinal column and the body for the steer. And I know that it might not seem right, but at this point I've got to do what I've got to do in order to get my practice on. And this is the skull that I was wanting to use, which is this. And it's been sitting there for a long time outside my backyard on my other side of my property. And what I need to figure out is some way of drilling into this without breaking it. I'm trying to be respectful to this as much as possible, but I know at some point it's going to crack and all, but at this point I've got no other choice. And thinking that this is just like a temporary roping dummy until I can buy my own Heli-Matic roping dummy. And I'm trying to think of getting like 2 spikes to come out here, and so that way they can attach onto the beam that I have, and onto this beam over here. And so what I'm wanting to do is either attach from the beam into the skull or from the skull into the beam. And at this point I think that I might get less than half an inch thick of board and put 2 spikes into it, and washers, lug nuts, put them in there into that half-inch piece of board, and somehow take that board, because I know that if I start drilling to the skull to put the beams in there, it's not going to work. This thing might crack the way it is, because this thing has been sitting there for about 1.5 years, maybe 2 years, I don't know. But anyways, maybe I might flush this out and just put the board, half-inch board, against this with the nuts already attached to the half-inch board, and somehow with small baby screws screwed in here for them, maybe 5, 6, how many it takes. So then that way the spikes are in here, and then they can maybe be drilled into the board there, drilled or nailed in or something. But that's what I sort of need to have done so I can have a roping dummy. And my other idea is that I'm thinking of on the back end, either this end, because I might just cut it off somewhere. I might take a measurement, but wherever I cut it off, I'm thinking of 2 things. And one of them is that where I cut it off is not where the legs are going to be at, but I might put a base support right down through the middle of it, so that way it can sort of tilt upward or downward when I'm practicing. Like if and I'll tell you guys that in a minute, but right now wherever I cut it off is extending it out a little bit with 2x4s, probably about 1 inch outward more, and putting some steel pipe beams, not this size of pipe, but pipe that is a little less thick, probably about half an inch or maybe 1 inch pipe. This is 1 inch pipe, but this is plastic, and I think I might use that one. I don't know, but I have an idea for that one. But where the pipe bends, has that bend in it, that curvature of where the, when a steer is hopping, bunny hopping, and where I can have those legs not flopping like you see in other dummies, but where, because I saw this design on YouTube in which somebody put a spring back here, and the spring had wires to either leg. Well, it was just one whole wire, and so whenever the legs are pulled, they have that tension to it, and it comes off. But I want it to where the steer's legs sort of come together, but where the rope don't come off. Well, it does come off, but thing is that you got a good, and you can stretch that rope, and that's what I want. But thing is that I've got a lot of planning to do, research, looking more stuff up, and because that's I just need a roping dummy because I'm really getting into it of healing and roping. I want to get into it, and right now I really need to practice. And right now, that stump right there is what I practice off of. Just get my rope, come out here, and I rope this one. And it's alright, but I need something that emulates a steer's horns. And so this is just temporary for now until I get a Helimatic roping dummy, the money saved up for it. And I was thinking of using these as support beams for the roping dummy that I'm going to build temporarily. And I wish I had better lumber, but I'm working with what I got due to the fact that I only get paid once a month. I'm a disabled veteran, and here on my reservation they don't have jobs. They do, but it's all political, in which that you get a job if you're related to somebody that's in office. If you're not, tough luck to you. And so that's the way it works here. And so I'm trying to get a job online with Amazon. I don't know how successful that's going to be, but the other thing is that I'm thinking of also starting a hay business, in which that because this shed, I'm wanting to rebuild it. Well, not rebuild it, but improve it more, because I have problems with the hay shed right now. As you can see that it's really old. I bought this shed more than 10 years ago, and it's still a bit strong, but I'd like to make it stronger with brand new lumber to buy it and put it in there, because there's no 2x4 in here. It's all flimsy, and I want 2x4 to make it the structure much better. Take all the stuff that's in here, move it into the shed that's on this other side. And I apologize for the wind, using my cell phone, but here I have it staked out. But here's the area I cleared out. I still got to get this put in my barrel for composting, and this is where I originally measured it out. Here it was a 11 by 14, but I'm thinking of making it a 16 or an 18, maybe a 20, so that way here I can put all my hay and sell hay, have a hay selling business. And I've got it mostly all figured out, but thing is that how the market is, where it fluctuates up and down, and we've got people that are cheating on their prices, selling poor quality hay around here to people who are not deserving of that, and it's not good. And I like to establish a reputable hay selling business, and wish that I don't cheat my customers like people do around here. And so that's one thing that I'm two of the projects that I'm wanting to get started on, and I just had to do the figuring out. And other thing is that other project that I have is that I'm wanting to turn this into buying me some goats, or not only goat roping. Now this is not going to be the arena. The arena will probably be there, or I'll just think of something else. But this is where I'm wanting to keep my goats. And this is where I used to keep my horses. But as you can see, there's 2 corrals that were built down there. I need to buy more corral panels so they can have a good place, and rebuild this one up for the goats to stay in which that I'm going to use plyboard along the bottom and maybe chicken wire on top, and dig down into the ground and lay cement about 2 feet down in the ground, and with about 3 inches or maybe 2 inches sticking out of the ground, so that way dogs won't be able to dig in and come in and terrorize or even kill the goats, because you've got wild dogs around this property. Don't look like it, but they come out from the mountains way back there, and they terrorize people's livestock and stuff like that way. And especially these neighbors' dogs, they're bad too. So that's the reason why I want to rebuild this, and I just need the money for it, but that'll come in time. And just a lot of things that I have on my mind, and I'll probably make another video talking about my personal myself, because I haven't done one of those in quite a while. And if you guys have any comments, ideas, suggestions, tips, or anything that might be able to help me out, please leave them in the comment section below. Or if you want me to do something like I don't know what, but please let me know, because I'm almost everywhere with this channel, and I want to narrow it down to just one topic that I love, which is team roping. But the thing is that I don't have steers, cattle to do that, and I also love shooting, competitive shooting, and I want to get into that. And I'm also wanting to share my ideas with because I notice one thing at ropings is that some horses are not fast enough to keep up with the Coronetti steers. Some of them aren't, and some of them are. And but thing is that I think I have a solution to that, but I'll make that for another video another time. And this is my future calf roping or tie down horse, Smoke. And there's my almost all around horse, Rainbow. Not sure if you guys got a good look at him, but this guy, I trust him with my life. He has taken care of me wherever I've went to. I've been in some bad places, and this guy's always brought me home safe and sound, and I trust him with my life. And that's why I feed them good as much as I can and try to treat them real good. But thing is that I really need you guys' comments, so that way I know what content to really put on this channel, integrating that with the 2 things that I love, which is I want to get into competitive shooting, and also into more team roping. And so just please subscribe if you haven't, and please let me know in the comments, like I said before. And I'll see you again in the next video, which might be uploaded today, depending if nobody bugs me and has me doing stuff for them. So talk to you all later, and take care.